Okay, good morning. Welcome back to our lesson on indices. Now we are going to look at another subtopic on our indices. So we have exponential, it is called exponential equation. So what are exponential equation? Okay, exponential equation are equations that have a variable or an unknown as the power or the index or the exponent. So those are what we call exponential equation. Now, for example, we have on the board, we have a raised to the power of x equal to a raised to the power of y. So this is an example of how an exponential equation look like, where these a are base, they are base, similar base. So whenever we have similar base raised to the power of a variable, so the two variables will be equal. That is, the two powers will be equal. So we have here x is equal to what? Y. Provided a is not -1 or 0 or what? Or 1. So it will go provided a is not -1, 0 or 1. Now let's look at examples on this exponential equation. So we have find the value of x in the following. 1, we have 2 raised to the power of x is equal to 8. B, 2, we have 3 raised to the power of x equal to 9. Okay, let's take them one after the other. So we have number 1, solution. We have number 1, we have 2 raised to the power of x equal to 8. Now, what do we do here now? Can you see that 2 raised to the power of x, the 2 here is raised to the power of what? X. So what we're going to do is we're going to make sure that this 8 have the same base with this. Now let's make this 8 have the same base. So what are we going to raise to the power of, what number are we going to raise to a power that will have 2 as the base? Now let's look at this. We have 2 raised to the power of x equal to, what number are we going to use that will have 2 as the base, and then the power will be a number? What will be the power if we should have 2 as a base, and the answer will equal to, the value will be equal to what? 8. So if we should do 2 raised to the power of 3 is what? 8. That is 2 times 2 times 2 is what? Is 8, right? So this has actually replaced this. Are you seeing it? So what do we now do? So we have, from our rules, now the powers will now equal each other. So what we have here becomes x is equal to 3. As simple as that. Because the base are common. First thing we are going to do is to make sure that our base are equal, are of the same what? Number. Now, number 2, we have number 2, 3 raised to the power of x equal to 9. Now, another thing we are going to do, we are going to do here is we are still going to do what? Make sure that this 9 has the same base. Make sure that these two numbers, this 9 here, also has the same base with this. Are you getting it? So we'll make sure that here we'll replace this 9 with 3 with a power. And that power, when we multiply the 3 into places, it must be equal to what? 9. So what number would it be? So now, first of all, we have 3 raised to the power of x equal to 3. So what number am I going to add on top of these 2, on top of these 3, that will be equal to what? 9. So if I should put 2, that is 3 times 3, right? 3 times 3 is the same thing as what? 9. Now, what will be my answer? Now, if I have this, that means the bases are equal, right? So that means my x will be equal to what? 2. The power will be equal to each other. So what I have here is x is equal to 2. Are you seeing it? Now, the third example, we have number 3. We have 3 raised to the power of x plus 1, 3 raised to the power of x plus 1 equal to 81, right? Now, how do I find this? How do I do this? Now, what you always do, as we have been doing, make sure that this 81 We have 3 as the base here. We'll make sure we have similar base at the left hand side and at the what? At the right hand side. So here, let me rewrite this. I have 3 raised to the power of x plus 1 equal to 3. Now, what number am I going to add, put on top of this 3 that will make it equal to 81? So let's do it. We'll begin to multiply. We'll find out that if we multiply 3 times 3, 3 times 3 we have 9. So if we put 3 raised to the power of 4, what we'll have will be what? 81. So our 81 is the same thing as 3 in what? 4 places. It's equivalent to 81. So now what do we do now? We have the same base here, right? Now we're going to equal the 2 power, will equal the power at this left hand side will be equal to what? The power at the what? At the left hand side. So we have x plus 1, which is the power at this left hand side, is equal to 4, which is the power at what? At the left hand, at the right hand side. So what do? We solve our equation. 3 x equal to 4. So our 1 goes to the other side. When our 1 comes to this side, it becomes what? Minus 1. So what we have here becomes x 4 minus 1 gives us what? 3. So our x here is equal to 3. Now number 4. Let's look at number 4. Number 4 we have, it says 4 raised to the power of 2x minus 1 is equal to 1 all over what? 16. Now how do we do this? Now we'll make sure that we have the same base. We have 4 here, right? So let's look at this side, 1 over 16. Is there a way we can make 4 as the common base here? Is there a way? Yes. Because 4 raised to the power of 2 is still the same thing as what? 16. So let's do that. Here we have 4 raised to the power of 2x minus 1 equal to 1 all over what? 4 raised to the power of 2. Now 4 raised to the power of 2 is still the same thing as what? 16. Now, but at this point, we're not going to say 4x, we can't equal the base here. We can't say 2x minus 1 equal to, because at this point we've not gotten our what? Our power, right? So we are going to change this to what? Index, our negative index, right? So remember, in our laws of indices, we talk about the negative index. Whenever we have 1 raised to the power of 2 over 2, this is the same thing as what? 2 raised to the power of 1 minus what? 2, right? So our 1 here makes it what? A negative. Are you seeing it? So in this case here, what we have here becomes, we have 4 raised to the power of minus what? 2. Are you seeing it? So we have 4 raised to the power of minus 2. Now we can now equal what? The power. So how do we equal the power? So what we have here becomes 2x plus minus 1, the power for this side is equal to minus 2, which is what the power for the other side of the equation. Now, let's find the value of x. We collect like terms. We have 2x equal to minus 2. Our minus 1 goes to the other side. It becomes what? Plus 1, right? So we have 2x equal to minus 2 plus 1 gives us what? Minus 1. Now, how do we find x now? We'll divide both sides by 2. Dividing both sides by 2, 2 here, 2 here. So 2 cancel these 2. Our x is equal to, x will be equal to what? Minus 1 over 2. Thank you for watching. Now, next video, we're going to look more examples on indices.